going to be a great day. I want you to be thinking about 3 things today, all day today, right? The first thing that I want you to be thinking about is connecting. Now, I want you to connect with all the amazing people we have here from amazing companies. I also want you to connect with the many people who are here from Acraya. Can I get a round of applause for Acraya? I have been at Acraya now for almost 90 days on the dot-ish. Maybe next week is 90 days on the dot. This is an amazing company, and Women Back to Work is a testament to that, but it's an amazing company even besides that. Every single Acrayan from the Bay Area is here today. Their job is not running events. Their job is doing lots of other things, and they are here today to support you, to be here for you, to make this happen. So if you see them, and they were wearing the white lanyard, so they have the white, that's how you know they're an Acrayan. They're also mostly wearing red. Red's our color. We're wearing red for Women Back to Work. Thank them. Thank them. They're amazing, and they're here for you, and they're doing this for you. So be sure to connect to them. But I also want you connecting with each other. I've been saying this on Power Hours for weeks and weeks now. You're tired of me saying it, but you are each other's best champions and advocates and job coaches and supporters. I got some of my best job tips from other people who were looking for jobs, because guess who knows what jobs are available? People looking for jobs, right? Connect with each other. I'm so glad so many of you carpooled today, not only because apparently parking is a huge issue in California. I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you live here. But because you got to know each other, and now you have friends in your neighborhood, right, who are going through the same thing you are going through. Connect with them. The second thing I want you thinking about today is one step on your journey. For most of you, today is not the first step. Today is a step on a road that you've been on for a while. Some of you have been on this road for a long while, and it's frustrating, and it's hard. But this is one step, and it's an important step forward. It's probably not your last step either, but that's okay. And you are making progress, and I want you to feel that sense of progress. It doesn't feel like it when you're doing it. But when you get to the end and you look back, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that was an important moment. That was an important piece of progress. This is a step forward in your journey. And the last thing I want you thinking about, it took a leap of faith for you to get here today. It took a leap of faith to sign up, to get up this morning, do the full beat, right? Get, yourselves organized in your carpools, make it here on time, right? It took a leap of faith, right? And that leap of faith came from the fact that you believe in yourself. And I believe in you. And we believe in you. And you believe in each other, right? So you are going to keep taking that leap all day long, right? The leap doesn't end when you take the first leap, right? You're going to have to keep doing that. Where are my extroverts? Raise your hand if you're an extrovert. Okay. So you're having a great time. You're going to love this, right? Well, yeah. You're going to have an awesome time. All right. Put your hands up again if you're an extrovert. Okay. So look around the room. A lot of you are not extroverts. A lot of you are introverts. So I want my extroverts, first of all, to keep an eye on our introverts. Check in with them. Make sure they're okay. Don't bother them, but make sure they're okay, all right? But it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy to go up to the career fair table, to go into the networking zone, to introduce yourself, even to introduce yourselves to each other. Keep taking that leap. It is worth it. It is worth it. I believe in you. You believe in you. We all believe in you. All right? Like this little iguana, you're going to make it to the other side. I promise. You're going to make it to the other side. All right. So we have a great day ahead. We're going to have an amazing time. But right now, I would like you to join me in welcoming the Honorable Lisa Gillmor, Mayor of Santa Clara. Oh, no. I looked that up on Google to see how to address you. Welcome,
Hi,
Mayor.
Tami. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. I know it's a great day because you used my picture from 11 years ago. And I haven't changed a bit, have I? Oh my gosh, I'm already inspired. Oh, please sit, everyone. Thank you so much. What a warm welcome. It's truly an honor to be with you here today for the 2025 Women Back to Work conference. And I have to say, I didn't know much about the organization until you invited me to be here. So thank you so much. It's amazing and to see all these wonderful women, and I think there's a couple men here as well, photographers, other things. Welcome to you as well, men. So it's nice to see you. And I want to thank the organizers and Akraya, is that how you say it, for hosting this important event and giving me the opportunity to welcome you to the city of Santa Clara. Before we begin, let me share a little bit about this city that you're in today. We are known as the center of what's possible. We developed that tagline when we hosted Super Bowl 50 back in 2016. We were trying to really create what this city's all about because we have a hometown feel, but yet we're the center of the high-tech universe here in the city. So we are home to some of the most innovative companies in the world, including, as you probably drove here today, you drove next to NVIDIA, which is a leader in artificial intelligence and has really put Santa Clara on the globe. And many of the companies that Tami mentioned earlier also are headquartered here in the city of Santa Clara. We are the birthplace of the modern data center. And right now we have 57 data centers in the city of Santa Clara. So I like to say we power Silicon Valley. We also own our own electric utility. It's called Silicon Valley Power, and our rates are 50% less than PG&E. So any of you who want to leave whatever city you live in and move to Santa Clara, our utility rates are much cheaper. So that alone is enough to move here. We are not only the hub of innovation, but we also are a destination city. We're right here next to Levi Stadium, which continues to host major sporting events and concerts and other events. And next year we will proudly host the 60th Super Bowl in Santa Clara and FIFA World Cup games. I think we have 6 of them. So we're really excited about that. We don't know what countries we're going to have yet, but right here in our backyard, we're going to be hosting these events. These events showcase not only our city's ability to lead, but also the incredible opportunities that come with a vibrant and growing community. And Santa Clara was the fastest growing city in California in 2023. So I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, especially New York, but Santa Clara here is growing. People do want to live here, but it also comes with its challenges. But as proud as I am about our city, today it's not about Santa Clara, it's all about you. And the women in this room, you are the future of our workforce. Like many of you, I have lived the challenges of being a working mother. I raised 3 children while building a career in real estate and serving in public office. A path that hasn't always been very easy. There were late nights, missed family moments, a lot of those missed family moments, and the constant struggle to battle career and home. But there were also incredible successes as well. Watching my children grow, advancing my career in my profession, and ultimately becoming the mayor of my hometown. And I've been the mayor of Santa Clara for almost 10 years now. My story is, thank you. Thank you. But I did look like that before I started serving. Well, the road is difficult, it is possible, and the rewards are worth it. The reality is that many women continue to face uphill battles. According to the most recent job reports, over 200,000 women have left the workforce just this year. And at the same time, men have added about 45,000 jobs, so it's a huge contrast there. But for women with young children, the participation rates are dropping. And these numbers remind us why conferences like this really matter. Because when women step away from work, we must ensure that the door back in is wide open. And that's why you're here today. When women re-enter the workforce, whether it's technology, healthcare, government, education, or businesses, our economies and our communities grow stronger because of you. That's why I believe so deeply in amplifying each other's voices, like you're going to do today, mentoring one another, and demanding the pay equity and leadership opportunities that we deserve. In Santa Clara, I'm one of only 3 women to serve as mayor in the last 172 years. Yeah, 172. Took a while. Across the country, fewer than 26% of the mayors in our government are women. This tells me there's still so much work to do, and perhaps some of you today will be inspired to go into leadership roles and public service. And you need to add the city of Santa Clara to your list because we are hiring all across the board. We are a city that has our municipal government. We own our own electric utility. We own our own public stadium. Levi Stadium is owned by the public. So we have a lot of job opportunities. Although we're only a city of 130,000 people, we have 3 major, organizations within our city. And we're hiring, we're always looking for good people, especially women. So today I encourage you to share your stories and mentor each other. And I have to say that every woman in here today brings talent, experience, and especially resilience. Every one of you deserves the opportunity to thrive, not just in a job, but in a career that really honors your potential. So I want to say on behalf of the city of Santa Clara, thank you so much for inviting me today. I do have a recognition for Tami, if you'd like to come forward to memorialize this day. I just want to read it really quickly. In recognition for organizing and hosting the 2025 Returners Conference in Santa Clara, empowering those returning to the workforce with the right tools to relaunch their careers with confidence. Oh. There you go, Tami.
Look at that, we got a proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mayor Gillmor. I'm so thrilled to accept this on behalf of Akraya. Thank you so much
for inviting me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Look at that, a proclamation. Let's get the seal and everything. This is amazing. All right. Please now join me in giving a very warm Women Back to Work welcome to Sara Morales, SVP of People and Communities at Cisco. There you go. All right.
I am so honored and thrilled to be here on behalf of Cisco to talk a little bit about your journey and be inspired by your energy. I already feel your energy as we're stepping into this morning. And I know that all of you have taken a pause in your career. And I also know that during that pause, you cared for yourself, you cared for your family, you cared for others, and you also learned, you gained skills. You did other things that are going to help you contribute back into the workforce, and I know you're ready to do that. As the mayor mentioned, I also read the same article that is telling me that 3% of the female and mothers in the workforce have left the workforce already this year. And that is, we need less of that. We need more women back in the workplace. And the skills, the perseverance, and the experiences that you bring are exactly what the workforce needs right now. Now, let's all discuss a little bit of a simple truth. And that simple truth is that transitions and change can be hard. Tami talked a little bit about that in the beginning, that this might not be your first step, this might not be your second step, this may not be your last step, but this is a step in your path. And this may be a path that you chose in terms of taking a pause. It also may be a path that someone else has chosen for you. But you have gained skills, you have gained experiences, you have picked things up along the way that are going to be so meaningful and impactful to the workplace that you bring. And as leaders, it's our responsibility and our role to help support you in that as you come back. At Cisco, one of the things that we value most is allowing people to bring their whole selves to work. And that includes different pathways, that includes different experiences, that includes, if you're me, different quirkiness. It includes a lot of different things because that's what brings innovation, it brings collaboration, and it brings impact. And as leaders, we really need to support and advocate for that. We also believe that by doing that, by allowing people to bring their best experiences and their whole selves to work, it not only benefits you, it benefits the entire organization. It makes us all better. And so that is what we are here for. We are here to choose the next path, to think about what that can look like for us, and to set on down that path and create a new career journey for each of you. So I have taken a few mini pauses in my lifetime. I have 2 kids, they're 15 and 17 now. I don't know how that happened, but it does. And so I took, I'll say, a mini pause. I was having a conversation with a friend on the way in and really getting real about what a pause is and how you step into that and how you step back into the workplace. And when I stepped out, again, for a mini pause, for a maternity leave, I had to learn new things. I had to learn to multitask in a very different way. I had to learn to let go of control. A baby does not care what my schedule is. I had to learn that the hard way a couple of times. I also had to learn that things were going to be okay. I just had to work through them. And then I'll offer this to you. When I came back to work both times, I really wanted to continue to do everything. 100% of things at home and 100% of things at work. That's too many 100%. We're all good at math. And a piece of advice that my husband offered to me, I said to him, I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can drop my baby off and head into work in the same way that I did in the past. And he said to me at the time, very wise words from him, I have to give him full credit. He said, go back today and let's talk tonight. And if you feel like you can go back the next day, go back the next day. And if you're still feeling good, go back for a week. And then let's talk again after a month. And let's keep checking in because it's not all gonna happen the first day. You have to kind of lean into it and learn and figure out how you're gonna give and get and push and pull to what the new looks like for you. And that can be a little scary. It can be a little uncomfortable. And as leaders, you know, as a leader now in the people organization, I see the incredible value of allowing and giving permission and encouraging people to take these pauses and mini pauses. For me, I've had a couple other mini pauses in kind of later now that my kids are a little bit older. My brother passed away, my mom has been ill, and I resisted that kind of stepping away. But others said to me, you need to go do this so that you can come back and be focused and contribute. And again, I resisted that a little bit, but ultimately, I know that I was able to come back focused, I was able to come back ready, and I was able to come back and give what I needed to the organization, my peers, and my team. And so I value that for others now. I encourage it. Sometimes I almost go so far as demand it. And people are very gracious and grateful around that. Because it's not always linear as well. It's not a one time I'm going to step in and then here we are, here's the new norm. Sometimes it's a little bumpy. Sometimes it's 3 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's okay as well. I would just offer to each of you to give yourself a little bit of grace as you step back in to managing the multiple hundreds of percents that is likely on everyone's plate, but also to contribute your full focus to what is in front of you in the moment. So I definitely encourage you to do that. At Cisco, one of the things that I am incredibly proud of is the Return to Work program that we have. And I know we have a couple of individuals here from Cisco. And we have really invested in that. And what we ask of our leaders is a couple of things, whether they are managing returners or all individuals, is to really think about a few things. One, flexibility. We all know that life and work does not happen in a 9-to-5 box. It just doesn't. I mean, life definitely doesn't, work likely doesn't, but the way that we can offer flexibility in that is so incredibly important. The second is around sponsorship, mentorship, and advocacy. It's so incredibly important not only to do that as a leader, but to your peers. I tell a story sometimes at work about having a work best friend. That's a real thing. There's research about it, how it can contribute to your own success and what you contribute in the workplace. I am very proud to say I have a best friend at work. I call her often. I send her many emojis. I will not share what those are at this time, but it is so necessary to kind of continue to work through. So that support, advocacy, mentorship, it takes so many forms. And lastly, finding communities that can support you, that really are your people and can support your career journey. Some of the research that we have done at Cisco tells us the importance of connections and human-centered leadership within the workplace. And when you have a connection with your leader, and when you have a connection with your peers, you are able to be more innovative, more collaborative, more impactful, and more productive. And because we know that, we really invest in leaders and teams having such a strong connection. It's part of the way that we work. And so for those leaders in the room, I would also offer you a couple of things. One, lean in and offer support. At the beginning and end of every meeting, ask, how can I best support you? What does support look like for you? Second, really celebrate wins, big and small. I read this thing earlier this week around what's your favorite failure? And in interviews, you might get asked about failures, so maybe start thinking about what your favorite failure is. I have a long list. I've been in the workforce a long time, so my list is long. But I have a few favorites, and the reason they're favorites is what I've learned and who was there to support me and how, and why that mattered. So that is incredibly important. And then lastly, really think about how you can contribute and how your work shows up best. And as leaders, really think about how you dive into that and how you think about the work and how people can really show up at their best. And again, when individuals succeed, we all have the power to be more successful as an organization. And when we get centered in human-powered work, everyone does better. Everyone is more innovative, more successful, and more impactful. And we know that the workforce of today is changing. It wouldn't be a talk in a technology sector if we didn't talk about AI. So here's the 2-minute AI section. But we know that work is changing. We know the workplace is changing, lives outside of work. People are getting more productive. People are able to leverage it in so many different ways. Here's a secret, maybe not a secret. There are a very, very small group of individuals who are AI experts. Everyone is learning. And today we're using the worst AI we will ever use. It's only getting better, and we're only here to learn more. In your time away, you have constantly been learning. You've constantly been building your skills. You've constantly been multitasking. You've been thinking about how to manage all the change going on around your lives. And that kind of adaptability, that kind of learner's mindset is exactly what is needed in the AI era. So you're ready. And really, what that means is that you are not catching up. What you are doing is you are setting the pace. You are setting the pace for the future of the workforce. You are setting the pace for your career journey. And all of this is part of it. This is all part of that journey. And so I encourage you, as you step into these conversations, to really think about your story. Think about what your next step looks like and the next step after that. Tell your story. Know what you need and want. Hold your head high as you step into these conversations. And for the leaders in the room, also really think about how you can support others and how you support your peers. How you support them, how you enable them, because these skills and all of the skills that all of you have, what you're bringing into the workforce is exactly what we need, and the time is now. So I wish you all the best as you step into this conference today. Have lots of great conversations. Enjoy, have a little fun, take a few deep breaths, and all the best.
Sara, thank you so much. So my kids are also 15 and 17. So I took my break when they were 13 and 15, which is when I stepped down from Path Forward, for those of you in the room who remember, yeah, back in the day. And what I found, and you may find you're dealing with some of this too, at that age, the problems were harder to outsource that they were having. Teenagers are not as outsourceable. And I joked with my staff. I said, anybody can wipe a tushy. You all know what tushy is, right? This is Yiddish for, yeah. Anybody can, right? Like you want someone who's, takes care of your kids, right? You want someone warm and loving, but like at the end of the day, tushy is a tushy. It's just got to get wiped, right? But teenagers come with a whole different set of challenges, right? And it's not as simple. It's just not as simple. So
I just want to share one thing because you just said that. There is a leader that used to be at Cisco. Her name's Jerry Elliott. And she used to say, outsource everything but love. And I took that very seriously. So really, yes, it is much harder. They challenge me to be a better human every day. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
But the upside is they're way more, I personally think, I'm just gonna show my bias here, they're way more interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yes.
Right? I mean, little kids are funny, but not interesting, right? Like the intellectual engagement is not the same with a toddler. Yes. Sarah, thank you so much. This was wonderful. Big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, we have a couple minutes before our next panel. So, live and in person, ask me anything. Ask me anything. Shraddha has a mic she's grabbing. Prapti has a mic she's grabbing. Raise hands. Questions. We've got one over here.
Hi, my name is Annapurna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Annapurna. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for organizing this. So, we have a lot of responsibilities and also we have strengths. Yeah. But how do we grab an opportunity, show ourselves like, oh, okay, give me an opportunity, I will show my talent is, like what my qualities are, like how strong I am. So like the first step, like if you don't give me an opportunity itself, how can I get that opportunity to talk about me or what are my strengths? So the initial challenge we face is like the moment we like apply for a job requirement or like forward a resume. So generally it does not get filtered out the next step.
Yeah.
So what can we do for this? Like how can we go forward to talk about ourselves and what can we do? Like how can we let them know?
Yeah, Annapurna, that's a great question. And it's, this is one of the most frustrating things, right, about the job search. And it's interesting because I think it's frustrating in different ways at every stage. So I mentioned I have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. My 17-year-old is taking a gap year, and she's starting to look for a job, which is really fascinating being on that side of this, right? And she said to me the other day, she'd applied for a couple things, and then she said to me, Mommy, should I wait to hear back from those companies before I apply for another job? Oh my God. My heart cracked into like 1,000 pieces, and I said, oh, no, honey, and you may never hear back from them. She looked at me, she went, what? Like with the outrage of a 17-year-old, right? Like how dare they? What do you mean they might not get back to me? Like, ever? And I was like, you're trying not to laugh because you're also like, your heart's breaking. Right, so she's like, how am I supposed to get a job? I don't have experience, right? And it's like, and what I found interesting when I was looking for a job, when I started looking about 2 years ago, right, I was 30 years into my career, and I thought, oh, like now I have, and I still felt like in some ways I was back at the beginning. Like, how do I get someone to give me a chance to show that I can do the thing? I've done so many things. Look at all the things I've done, but like I haven't done that specific thing because that specific thing is not a thing I've yet done because I want to do something I haven't already done because then I would be bored. So the answer, and this is real frustrating, but the answer a little bit is to be ready when the luck shows up, right? So there is nothing, I've come to realize, that you can do to convince someone to give you a chance. There really isn't, right? You just can't. But what you have to do is prepare to be ready when the chance comes along. So, I had some absolutely disastrous interviews. Like when I tell you, like I'm embarrassed to even admit this to you because I was just like, oh wow, I should have way known better than. I spent 7 years like helping women get jobs. Thousands of women have jobs because of me, and I could not get one woman a job because I was screwing up all over the place, and it was very embarrassing. But and the other thing is the networking piece of it. I know, it's so hard and I don't want to do it and you don't want to do it and none of us want to do it. But I cannot tell you how crucial that is. Keep reaching out to people. Reach out to people you worked with before. Reach out to each other. Get connected to different people. You don't know where the opportunity is going to be. I reached out to Sonu Ratra in November of 2024 to say, hey, remember me? I'm looking for a job, and you run a staffing company, so maybe you'll know something. Had no idea, never even occurred to me that they might be looking for someone that they would be willing to hire me, a former competitor, right? Like, had no way to think that that was what that was going to lead to. Literally was just reaching out to connect and see if she could connect me to other opportunities. And that turned out to be the opportunity. So you just don't know. You have to be ready when the luck shows up. I had no way of even imagining when I left Path Forward that I could possibly get another job that was pretty much the same job, but a different color. I look good in red, right? How could I have imagined that? Like, how could I have imagined that, right? So you have to just and that's what I was talking about this morning, right, with those steps forward. Like, I think about some of those disastrous interviews, and I read, like, the first cover letters I wrote, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I sent that to someone. That is really, really embarrassing. But each of those things was progress, right? When I got on the phone with Sonu, I was ready. I was ready to have a conversation. I had done a lot of work on what I thought my real superpowers were and what my value was and what I had to contribute, and I was able to have a much better conversation. It also helps that it was a job that was kind of made for me, so that was, helpful, right? But I was ready when that luck happened. I don't know if I would have even been ready to have that conversation a year earlier. So all of those things that you're doing are preparing you. When you get in front of the person who is ready to give you a chance, you're going to be able to grab it. Okay. Yes, we have time.
Hello.
Hi, okay.
Hi. Yeah, okay. Hi, my name's Aisha Williams, and I do software project management. Nice to meet you earlier today.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the open to work circle on LinkedIn?
So here's what I would say, and I've heard this from a lot of people. You guys all know, right? You can turn it on so that only recruiters can see it. So I'm a fan of that, right? Because I think that it is useful to tell recruiters who are looking for people to go to work that you are open to going to work. So I think that's good. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things on LinkedIn that I don't know if they help you or hurt you. I mean, I think when you're applying to jobs, you're telling people that you're open to work. So I don't know that you need to have this badge there. We have some LinkedIn folks here, so I'm not going to talk smack about them. But, like, I'm always a little, like, I don't know. I think you got to ask yourself, is this good for me or is it good for LinkedIn? And it's okay if it's good for LinkedIn. They're a company. They're doing things. They do the things that are good for them. But is it good for me? I think that I think it's good to have it on that private setting where recruiters are, if they are actively looking, are going to see it. But I will say this: I don't know that it's hurting you. I don't think people avoid someone who has an open to work badge. I just don't know that it makes much of a difference either way. I'm letting Prapti and Shraddha just hand out the mics. Fran.
So my question is, so I've noticed lately, in the past, couple of years, there's these posts where they're looking for entry level, and then you read the details, and it's like 25 years experience this, and 30 years experience this, and PhD this, and it's entry level, and you're like, okay. And then there's the other side where they're like, okay, we need experience in A, B, and C, but nobody's willing, and it's new technology maybe.
Yeah.
And nobody's willing to hire you to get that experience for A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So it's just a loophole, like,
Yeah.
we need this experience for you to have, but we're not going to hire you, so go figure it out.
Yeah.
So how do you work that situation?
Yeah, there's no magic answer to that. It is frustrating. I think it's important to remember that sometimes the people writing the job description are not always the people who know what the job is that needs to be done, right? Like there's a lot there, and particularly the bigger the company, the more likely there are many layers removed between the person who's actually hiring for that job and the person who's like writing the job description and putting it out there. So I would say, I think when it comes to job descriptions, the thing to focus on is ignore some of that fluff of, how they categorize things. Look at what the bullets are that they're looking for, right? If they're looking for 25 years of experience, they're looking for 25. They can call it, they can say they're looking for Martian. It doesn't really matter, right? The entry level there is not useful. It's like, what are they looking for? And trying to figure out what those important elements are. And focusing on that. And I think that for things that there are not a lot of people with experience, that's the same as it ever was. I remember when I moved to New York, we used to get the Sunday Times when it had job listings. Yes, I am that many years old. And but I remember my husband was a tech journalist at the time, and it was really like we were in New York during the dot-com boom, and you had all these job listings that were like, 10 years Java experience. And he was like, they just invented Java. like it's only been around 2 years. Who has 10 years of experience in that? So, there's just some of that's just fluff, and it's just, you kind of have to sort through that and then just focus on the things where like you can actually demonstrate, the value and demonstrate the potential. All right, lightning round of Ask Me Anything live and in person. That was fun. Okay. I am so thrilled and excited to now welcome to the stage our co-founder, Sonia Ratra, Women Back to Work, who's going to come on up and bring our next panel. Come on up.